From This Corner with John Ball is brought to you by KNEO 91.7 The Word.
Welcome into From This Corner. I'm John Ball, and my special guest is DeeDee Dowell. DeeDee is the director for Neosho R5 School District Bright Futures. DeeDee, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, you've been a Neoshoite or a Neosho Schoolite for many, many years, haven't you?
I sure have, yes. I've attended Neosho School from kindergarten through the 12th grade and graduated from Neosho many years ago.
Oh, okay. Well, Bright Futures, tell me a little bit about Bright Futures. What's it all about?
Bright Futures is a nonprofit grassroots organization that was put together about 10 years ago to help recognize through our school district those students who some of their needs, basic needs, to be able to come to school and participate in class may have some needs that are falling through the cracks. Some things that just are basic needs that help them to attend school and concentrate on being a student and not worry about some of the things that they don't have that most students do. So we are an organization that recognizes that and then goes to resources in our community to fill those needs to make sure those students have, all students have the same resources and tools to succeed with.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've seen a whole lot of needs, especially this past year. But the Neosho School District, we want to first say thank you to the Neosho patrons for digging into their pockets in June and digging deep to provide our kids with some opportunities, not only sports-wise, but academically wise and cultural-wise as well. And Neosho's going to be a better place because of it, aren't they?
Absolutely. They sure are. And, back a year ago when the pandemic hit, a lot of the way that we did our organization and met those needs, a lot of those programs, a lot of the ways that we did that instantly in a day's overnight changed the way that looked. And it really did take pulling from the resources in our community. And it took a lot of our patrons and businesses going to them, and they just came together and helped us make sure and fill those needs, and so that we made sure that the students still were taken care of. Yeah, it was great.
Well, one of the things that's happened to us, and I don't want to say that we got caught unawares, but we did kind of get caught unawares, but we're not by ourselves. The entire state was that way, from broadband all the way down to feeding kids meals, being able to make sure they were taken care of nutritionally, to being able to get them some sort of an apparatus where they could get on at home and they could actually do learning. That's been a pretty difficult situation for us, hadn't it?
It was amazing for me to watch our school district. I was sitting in some meetings where, literally, when I say overnight, it was overnight. The pandemic hit, and within a few days, we had, they set and round-tabled the administration on how do we still continue to meet the kids academically, even though they can't come to school. But not only that, but just to reassure them that everything's going to be okay. We're still here for them. We're going to make sure their needs are met. And within a week's time, they had a way to reach each one of those kids at home, and it was done miraculously and in a lot of different ways. So many people don't realize what it took, many, many, many hours for people to do that. And just sitting in and watching that orchestrate and happen was amazing. And then we looked at, a lot of kids eat at school and depend on that. Our school district feeds them 2 meals a day, Monday through Friday at school, breakfast and lunch. And then Bright Futures for 10 years has come along and made sure they had those same 2 meals at home on the weekends with our backpack food program, and just obtaining and getting that food, whether we wanted to continue that program or not. Even with the kids not coming to school, not coming into the buildings, how were we going to do that? And it took some real finagling to get that done, but we really felt it was very important that even though there was all these obstacles that came about overnight for everyone in our community, those needs were still there. They didn't go away. And so we still needed to meet those needs, and we were able to find a way to continue meeting those food needs on the weekend for our students all the way till the end of when school would have been out in May. And that was an astronomical feat, but it was done, and it was done with a lot of help. There was so many community members, businesses, churches especially. They started calling me and saying, what do you need? What are you short of? What do you need to be able to continue to meet the needs of the kids? And they just came together, and it worked out, and it and it happened. And so may have changed the way we did some things, but we still were able to do so.
You know, the way our school district has progressed, once upon a time, I remember hearing a statement about Neosho Junior High and Neosho Senior High was the second largest city by population in Newton County. Now we have over 4,700 kids that have to be taken care of.
Yes.
That means they have to be fed a couple of times a day. That means they have to be educated. That means that we have to do everything we can to develop a foundation to make them better citizens and hopefully to qualify to go to the next level.
Exactly. You know, we have amazing administration and teachers. Just being in the school district, I get a chance, an opportunity to see the dedication that our staff has to do this for these students and the youngest generation and citizens in Neosho, and they do an amazing job. But we just knew that we needed to create an organization that went just a little bit beyond that. Our students are being taken care of at school during the day, but there are more than we want to realize students whose basic needs, such as shoes that fit, a coat in the winter, food on the weekends, maybe all their school supplies, hygiene items, a bed to sleep in, those types of things were not always taken care of. They weren't always being met. And when a student comes to school and they're supposed to focus on their schoolwork and their academics, but they're wearing shoes that are duct taped together, or they didn't have a coat to wear while walking to the bus stop or to school this morning, or it's Friday and their mind's concentrating on, am I going to eat this weekend? What am I going to eat this weekend? I'm tired because I've slept on the floor. Those types of things. That's where Bright Future steps in, and we know that those needs are just as important to meet for a student to succeed for the rest of their life as even their academics. And we can't expect them to come in and concentrate on schoolwork and focus on that when literally little bits of life are on their shoulders, and they're as young as our grade school kids, our preschoolers. You know, when they become old enough to start making those decisions, you know, what we were seeing was kids getting in junior high and in high school, and when these needs aren't being met, they start giving up the easiest thing in life to give up just because they have to make ends meet somewhere, and that was generally going to school. So if we could meet those needs and make coming to school the easiest thing for them to do, we can get them through graduation and down the road and maybe into college or into a trade, whatever their life calling is, and that is only going to create a brighter future for everyone, for generations to come, and that's our mission and our goal.
Well, having come from a whole family of educators, I'm going to give you a cliche here, but it is so very true. A teacher is a teacher by calling. It's not a profession. It's not just a job. It's a calling. And if you're a parent out there and your kids are going to the Neosho School District, you can be guaranteed that your kids are going to be looked out for, your kids are going to be taken care of, and they're going to be kept track of, and they're going to get the very best opportunity out there. So how does Bright Futures fit into that?
So really, honestly, we are the eyes and the ears, and I always say my teachers, the counselors, the nurses, and the principals, they're my eyes and ears to recognize those students that need a little bit extra love that we show them. But we at Bright Futures feel like we are only a bridge. We act as a bridge that connects our community resources to those students who have needs. We only have what is donated to us to be able to provide to those students. We are completely 100% nonprofit. There's not a dollar or penny tied to our program. There's no tax dollars that come automatically to Bright Futures. We fundraise, we do drives, we take donations, and so we love to partner with our community in lots of different ways. And I'm telling you, we have some community businesses, churches and organizations and individuals who have come up with very unique ways to partner with us to help meet those needs, to help provide those basic needs that we have, that we need to have readily available. So when I get a need request that emails to me today before the child goes home tonight, or at least by in the morning, that need is met. Those shoes are taken to that student. That coat is taken. Maybe the hygiene items. Maybe it's a family that's had a house fire and those students have nothing to start back to school in. We take, we get together resources, but really all those resources come from the community. And so we have devised a partnership program with our community in several different levels, and obviously there are people that in our community that donate. We welcome and are very appreciative to any donation level. Anyone feels like they want to donate to Bright Futures to help. But we also created a Bright Futures partnership program that we extend to our Neosho businesses and surrounding businesses, where they can partner with us on a level, which then in return shows them exactly where every cent of their dollar donated will go to, how much is spent on the student needs, how much goes into the weekend backpack program. We also have a program that helps pay for juniors and seniors. They can apply for a Pay It Forward scholarship that helps pay for their dual enrollment classes for students who know they have a future they want to go for, and even if they come from a situation where they wouldn't normally take those classes because they would have no way to pay for them, they can apply for that, and so much of those donated dollars go into a fund that help pay for those dual enrollment classes for those students, so that they can further their career and their education after graduation. And so we extend an invitation for anyone, if it's an individual that maybe wants to spend $20 a month, to a business or an industry in our area that have thousands of donated dollars they need to spend a year, to consider helping us bridge the gap and helping us meet the needs of our students, because ultimately that just creates a brighter future for Neosho. Those are our next future leaders. That's our next bankers, our school teachers, our mechanics, our everyone in many kids grow up wanting to go somewhere else and broaden their horizons, but many, many, many more stay exactly where they're raised. And so that's Neosho's future we're raising right now, and why not provide them the best that we can? And so we invite anyone considering wanting to help with this program to get in contact with us, and we can put them on our into our partnership opportunities to help us meet those needs.
Okay, one other thing I want to touch on is we find needs for kids. We do that in a very private, quiet way. We don't announce to the entire world, Sally Sue needs a pair of shoes and we're getting shoes for her, or Jimmy Bob is only getting one meal a day and we're providing food for him. We're doing everything that we can to provide with them with the best we can in a very quiet, unembarrassing, uninvasive way.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, the way our backpack food program goes is that I just receive numbers from the schools weekly of how many bags they need at their campus. There is a way that each school's counselor takes care of keeping track. Really, our teachers in the classroom knows who needs a little extra love, and they will turn in a number to their counselor. Their counselor turns in a whole school number to me, and then when we pack bags, I just know how many numbers, bags each school needs each week, and then those get picked up by the schools. They go to the school. We pack those bags on Wednesday mornings. Between Wednesday and Friday morning, the schools pick up those bags individually and take them back to their school, and then privately, while the kids are out of their classrooms, those counselors will go around and put that number of bags in that classroom. So when the teacher can slip those into their backpacks or into their cubbies, and they're ready to go when they pack up their stuff to go home at the end of Friday. There's a neat program where it's been done for many, many years at the middle school, where we have a separate volunteer that we use their lockers, and she will pick up the bags on Wednesday nights. On Thursday nights, after kids go home from school, she has access to go in. She has locker numbers, and she puts those bags in those lockers. And so when the kids come to school on Fridays, those backpacks are already in their lockers. They can slip them in their backpacks and take them home, and no one ever sees who gets a backpack passed out to them, or a food bag passed out to them. Each campus, each building has their own way of handling this very discreetly. And most needs, even if it's a pair of shoes or a coat or whatever, there may be a name on that form when I get it, but I'm the only one that sees it. And most of the time I look at what the need is and what school it's going to. I never pay attention to, I don't know the students anyway, because I'm not in the buildings. So for the most part, I don't know where those needs go, and it's never broadcasted or brought up in a meeting or anywhere. So we do, that is one of our main concerns and priorities, is that needs are met as discreetly and confidentially as it possibly can be done.
Okay, once again, this is From This Corner, and our special guest is DeeDee Dowell. DeeDee is the director for the Neosho Bright Futures program. DeeDee, if someone were to have a bundle of money and they wanted to make a donation to what is a great, great cause that is going to help kids not just today, but tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that, is there a phone number they can call? Is there something they can do? How does that work? How do you make sure that the kids get what they need?
Absolutely. I have an office at the Neosho R5 Administration Building, which is address 418 Fairground Road here in Neosho. Any donations are, can be mailed there, and I will get them. My phone number there is 417-451-8600, extension 1163. You can also contact me by email at brightfutures@neoshosd.org. I will get that email. I also have a personal email. That is Dowell, Dowell, Deanna, Deanna, at neoshosd.org as well. So you can contact anybody at the school district, and they can get you in contact with me or my office.
Okay, DeeDee, thank you so much. You obviously provide a real service, you and many other people. I want to make sure that we understand that this is a Neosho district-wide initiative in order to help our kids get the best step forward. Thank you so much for what you do. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much for having me, and I appreciate it so much.
You bet.
Jada.